What is up, guys? We have another train simulator video today with another really cool one from Machine Rail. This is the Baltimore and Ohio's 040 Dockside switchers, and this is the first pro switcher we've had for train sim / railworks really ever, as far as American content goes. I know as far as Europe goes, there's a great deal of switchers that have been put out there, both free and payware, but for the United States, switchers have been pretty much overlooked almost entirely. And you got some of the SW series, but as far as steam locomotives go, there's really nothing. You've got some of the Brick Kids stuff, which I do own them, and they're not terrible for the time, but they have not aged well. And then we also got an 060 with G-Trax's Bessemer and Lake Erie route, but I wouldn't call it pro. It's definitely it's alright. It's not great. It's not terrible, it's just kind of eh. But this is the first real yard switcher that we have seen for the United States for train simulator at all. Now, I am doing my video today after Machine Rail pushed out an update for this model, addressing some of the minute issues. They're not, massive problems. But figured I'd do my video now that they've pushed out the update. So for those of you that already seen the videos put out, more pro videos put out for the locomotive, I'll tell you what from what they've done for their update. So for the update, they've corrected the eccentric rod has been adjusted to the angle of crank rod on both sides. Then they improved internal, external whistle animation, corrected blower smoke on stacks seen externally and internally, improved steam particle and whistle synchronized with triggering, improved all external metal textures, had the specular aspect improved, whatever that is, and fixed the dynamo generator steam particle texture. So nothing too major. Honestly, the eccentric rod positioning is probably your most major detail change. I know somebody pointed out in a picture that on the fireman's side, the eccentric crank was or the eccentric rod was pushing into some other details, and we'll take a look at that in a minute. But our dynamo particles, which is back here, our steam generator, which is kind of entertaining. So you hear there's no exhaust, there's no sound, no generator sound coming from back here where the generator is, but particle effects are changed. Whistle animation inside and out. That's pretty nice. Blower smoke on stacks seen internally and externally. So let's turn our blower on. That's cool. Internally and externally. Yeah. Okay. I got blower smoke. Proved all external metal textures have had the specular aspect improved. That's not something I can really show off, I guess. I guess you can compare my video to maybe Schnauzer's to get an idea on what that is, because it's not really one I can point to and be like, this is exactly what it is that they improved, without having the prior model sitting here. So, 'tis what it is. Yeah, that's about it. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. We're on the Central Valley Pacific. Central Pacific Valley? I gotta cheat. Columbia Valley Pacific. I am sorry. Columbia Valley Pacific. This is a freeware route available on Railworks America. It's an excellently done route. One of my favorites. But let's see this eccentric. Look there, don't clip into the side here anymore. Somebody posted up a picture on Facebook whenever Machine Rail introduced this, showing the eccentric rod punching through. Right here, it was clipping through. It does have a little bit of a jerk going on to it, though. It's not too noticeable. Yeah, looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. As is typical of Machine Rail, it's an excellent looking model overall. Some funkiness going on with the smoke back here. But excellent looking model. Headlights, wheel lights. Oh. Got little observation lights down here on the wheels. That's cool. One of these days I'm gonna sit down and do a night video. As we've seen, as is pretty typical of just about every model in Train Simulator, turning on cab lights makes a massive difference in your frame rates. I don't know why, but it does. I mean, we just dropped from 140 frames to averaging around 70 with our cab lights on. So, 'tis what it is. It's great sounding overall. I think some of the sounds could stand to be turned up though. So right now I'm at a low throttle, so locomotive itself would not be very loud, but here's where I throttle wide open just for giggles. It's I think the bell and the whistle could stand to be turned up in volume. The actual sound files themselves are decent. They're really quiet as compared to literally everything else. So I think they could stand to have some improvement. But really not bad sounding overall. I believe you can open the doors. The windows on the doors do not open on these. Side windows open. And I think, yeah, you can choose which direction you open them. So if you want to open them forwards or backwards, and it should translate outside. Yeah, so that's neat. More often than not, whenever opening windows on steam locomotives, it'll only push them one direction, so it's kind of cool to have that option. Little glove box that opens up. There we go. That's cool. Got their little logo back here and some tools and such. Just for giggles and squiggles. Just about everything's able to be fiddled with inside the cab, which is quite nice. We can open our doors. For a little short scenic railroads or like museum railroads, this would be an excellent model to have. Those of you that know me, you know I like to do those little scenic routes and such. This would be a real fun model to do. It's honestly the first. It's been a long time since this particular locomotive has gotten any love. So for those of you that fiddle with model trains, this is probably one of the first steam locomotives you probably ever looked at, because these are really, really popular heavy designs, heavy switcher designs from a lot of different companies. I know Bachmann has done them in N-scale, AHM and Rivarossi and Kane, and many others have done them for HO scale. I'm pretty sure they're available in other scales. But it's a popular one in scale model railroading. And I believe there's a model available for Train Z that came out a long time ago. It hasn't aged too well, but there is one available for trains. So, but it's been a long time since I've seen this particular locomotive get a lot of use, or a lot of love, I should say. It's a real neat one. It's kind of one of those. It's one of those locomotives that it's almost essential for a U.S. collection, I guess. But yeah, it's a real neat model, real neat locomotive with the machine rail's typical quality. Their attention to detail. Really, their metalwork is mind-blowing. Their woodwork, it's all right. It's not, oh my goodness, it's stellar, but it's all right. Their metal texturing is definitely better than their wood texturing, without a doubt. 30 miles an hour in an 040 tank locomotive. Right. Not something one would see very often, if ever. Turn those cab lights off before they murder my... Now this is a cool one. It's got a little auxiliary light down here, which I imagine is for night operations, for being able to see couplers and such, so that a brakeman that's maybe riding the footplate up here when they're doing switching operations can see what they're doing. But I don't know exactly what it's for. That's just my guess. Matter of fact, most of the scale models that I've had of this locomotive actually do not have that little light down there, so it's kind of a different little gimmick. Functional wise, it lights up in Train Simulator cool. There's no huge function to it, I say, because you're not hopping off and hooking up the cars and such, but it's different. It's cool. It's cool that it's added. There. our door here. The camera view does clip through the side here, unfortunately, but there's not a whole lot you can do about it without moving the head over so much so that you wouldn't be able to see out the window. I love the whistle sound. I really love the whistle sound. I just wish the volume on it was turned up a little bit. Real nice model. Real nice model. Excellent work. Highly recommend it. And as of today, right now, this very moment, December 20th, 2020, what is it, 2022, these models are on sale, as is most of Machine Rail's website. So you can pick this up for, I believe, like $9, some change. I have to say this every single Machine Rail and Diesel Workshop video I make. When you initially go into their store, their prices are in Brazilian dollars. This is not $40 to $60 models. It's in Brazilian. There's a little tab. Change that tab down to USD. It's like $9 and change right now on sale, not $44. I've seen that so many times. People are like, it's like $60. No, that's Brazilian. Click the tab and it'll change it to your currency. So I'd not ever notice those. Oh, never mind. Sidetracked. But I'm not gonna spend too much time. That's just my little take on this model. I know there's you can fiddle with a lot of the little extra details on here, like you can open the water hatches and oil hatches and such. I'm not going to take too much time to fiddle with it, because realistically speaking, I'm never going to be fiddling with it all that much as far as those little details go. I mean, maybe when I stop for water back here, if I do some scenarios for like a scenic railroad or something, but it's not something I myself will be typically fiddling with, so I'm not going to spend too much time. There's obviously some better pro videos out there already. So I'm just pointing out the odd little gimmicks. Nice updates that they've done. It's nice to see a developer that still takes the time to keep up with their models. Fix what they put out, unlike some brands that we know of. But yeah, the Machine Rail B0040. Real nice, real nice. Go check it out. If you don't have it, you'll love it. It's the first steam switcher we've really seen in a long time for U.S. market railworks. So go check it out. And hint, sneak peek. New Zealand Train Sim got their own shop added to their new webpage, and to kick things off, they added a work train, a maintenance away train, a set of cars, ballast cars and such, that I'll be doing a video on whenever I can sit down and figure out how to make them work. So wink wink. Keep a lookout for when I get that video out, because that'll be a cool one. Their stuff is always really neat as well. So, that's it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you like it. Hope you go check it out. Give Machine Rail some more love. They've been pushing out some real quality stuff, and they push it out a lot. They've been pushing a lot of stuff out this year, and they got some real cool plans for next year, with some possible commissions for some really neat stuff that either hasn't before been seen in train simulation in general, or just hasn't been seen in Train Simulator. So look forward to it. That's it. Have a good day, guys.